Debbie. This is National Queer News from a Humboldt point of view.
Okay, so we just saw the film Stonewall Uprising. It was during the era from 1969 to about 1967 to 1970. So how did you feel about it?
Well, it was very interesting, and it was very sad, and I'm so glad we're not there anymore.
What do you mean when you say sad? What was sad about it?
The way people are treated, being homosexuals in this country.
And these people are real troopers. These people are the men and women who are stood up for us, and here it is 2015, and we're still fighting for rights.
The trailblazers, for sure.
Exactly.
Thank you, everybody.
And how did you feel about when they mentioned in the film, they said homosexuality was a mental illness?
It's heartbreaking because the United States has more places to send teenagers. What do they call those places? To make them not gay anymore. It's still going on.
Exactly. So we could probably say some churches believe they can help those that think they're gay and then put brain waves on them. Exactly. So what was one inspirational thing that you want to say about the film?
I'm really glad that it's being told. I'm glad that now it's a historical place in New York. I'm glad that my sons and everybody else can hear the story.
And what do you think the younger generation feels watching this film?
My generation or the younger generation?
The younger generation today, like kids under 20.
They don't get it. Unless you live it, you don't get it.
So today, pretty much everything's paid for them. Do you think so, or do you think they still have a long struggle and fight?
There's a very long struggle. It's still very difficult to be gay.
And what would you like to say to people about watching this film?
We are just like you. We're just like you.
Hi, I'm Charlie Darling.
And I'm Annie Hart.
And this is National Queer News from a Humboldt perspective.
So what do you guys think about the film Stonewall Uprising?
It was good. It was good. Definitely some epic information that's important that we're telling our stories, for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's important for people to remember where everything came from, and I've seen several Stonewall documentaries, and I perform in drag, and I try to touch back into the historic aspect of it as well, and for me, drag has a lot of cultural and motivational standpoints because of things like Stonewall.
Do you guys feel that in the film they say homosexuality is a mental illness? How'd that make you feel?
Thank God we're not living in those times anymore, for sure. I mean, growing up gay is definitely a struggle, but it's no. I feel like the older generations paved the way for where we are now, that we can actually be sitting here in some, women's clothing and being fabulous, and so we haven't had to experience the intense sort of like struggles that older generations have. But it still has, there's still bullying and there's still like difficulties within it, but it's good.
It's nice to see where we were and where we are now, especially in lights of where we can go. So it's very motivational. I mean, having bad times, truly awful, but it's motivational to see the arc.
What was your guys' favorite part of the film?
The moment that really got me teared up was when he was talking about how he had realized the power that they had, and that they had never really had that before. They was like, this is something new. This is something they were like, we have power, in a place in the world that they had felt powerless before. And so that for me was a very beautiful moment, for sure.
For me, the most powerful part was when he was talking about during the Gay Pride March, and he looked back and there were just hundreds of thousands of people with them, and like, it's just touching because everybody was so alone, and then to realize that you're not is fantastic.
And what do you guys want to say to the younger gay people about this film? How would you get the message out to them?
Oh, jeez.
It's important to know your history and acknowledge like brotherhood, sisterhood, and like support each other. Like, just
totally.
Like,
we're all on this big crazy rock together, and we have to really get into it, like enjoying it and each other. And yeah, I think the bigger our hearts are and more open and all of that, we just have to keep being progressive and loving ourselves and each other.
We're like, okay, so it's good. We just learned something. But I want to sing this song to make Mickey, but I just want to go.
I want to know what you think of this year's theme, Queer History.
I think it was an excellent theme because a lot of young people did not know about the history of the LGBT movement. The showing of Stonewall really opened a lot of eyes for a lot of people. I lived during that time. I was aware of it, but the young people today, a lot of them were not, and I think it really helped them. I've talked to a lot of them, and they really appreciate knowing the history. So I think this was a great theme for this year. Go Pride!
So what do you think about the theme this year for Humboldt Pride 2015, Queer History?
I think it's a great theme and very timely for right now. We've come a long way, and I really saw that when we watched the film of Stonewall Uprising last week at our PFLAG meeting. We really have made amazing progress, and I'm personally proud of my part in that, because as part of PFLAG, I testified before a Senate Judiciary Committee, I marched on Washington, I've written letters, carried signs, and everything I could do to help make that happen with the Supreme Court ruling on same-sex marriage. So I'm really happy about it.
All righty, we got Justin here, right?
Yes.
What was that?
Yes.
Okay, Justin, tell me, what do you think of Pride?
It's amazing.
Is this your first Pride here?
Yes.
And where are you from?
Dayton, Ohio.
And they have Pride in Dayton, Ohio?
Yes.
They do? Oh, what's it like?
Bigger.
Uh-huh.
We got to make Columbus, Cincinnati, Houday.
Oh, okay. All right, we've got Sister Juana Little here.
Yeah.
And you enjoying Pride this year?
I'm loving it.
Okay, well, a very important question. You're an older gay like I am.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the word queer?
Well, I don't want to step on any queer people's...
We're not being PC here. Just go ahead.
Well, actually, I'm 58 years old, and it was meant in a very derogatory manner when I was a kid. And I always thought, I'm not queer. I'm quite normally gay.
Yes, so am I.
And quite happy. And if you don't like it, well, too bad. But you have to kind of change
with the
depending
time
on who your audience is.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. But queer is supposed to be the overall word. But I remember when gay was the overall word.
Well, I'll tell you what. From being Hispanic, you can go into Mexico or anywhere else in the world for that matter, but I'm speaking about the Latinos, and you can say homosexual,
yeah,
and they know what that is, and
yeah,
they go, oh, it is gay.
Yeah.
You're gay. Now that's, gay is an English word, and we know what it means,
right,
happy.
Right.
That's not how you say it in Spanish, but they don't say alegría, they say gay, as in homosexual.
Gay, yeah.
And it's a given, and after going through all those years of trying to get to that point where we had a word that was a nice word, why settle for something that means you're freaking odd.
Yeah, that's what I agree. But you know, I've
But I understand it.
Yeah.
If you're odd, you're odd.
But you know, I've traveled everywhere too, around the world and every city in the United States, and all I ever see is gay or LGBT. You hardly ever see the word queer.
Right.
Nobody ever says it.
Right.
Nobody even prints it.
Well, I think eventually it may go by the wayside. But until then, you know, if some people want to be, you know, different and call themselves whatever, I have to respect
Right.
it, especially as a sister.
Right.
And God knows I'm pretty queer in this
Yes,
outfit.
and you look fabulous.
Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sister Juana Little.
You-
All right, we're going to talk to Annie here with Humboldt Pride 2015, the 23rd annual. And what do you think of Pride?
It's great. This is my first Humboldt Pride, so it's very exciting to see everything.
All right. So I have a very important question. You know the word queer, right? What does the word queer mean to you?
Historically, like, it has a derogatory term, but it's been kind of in the process of being reclaimed, and so as the community grows, it's growing into this term that is more encompassing than merely like gay or lesbian, and it kind of is a nice embodiment.
Being an older gay, gay was the encompassed word before, so we're trying to get rid of gay then, right?
I don't think that we're trying to get rid of it so much, but one of the things that I've kind of noticed is that as gays have gained rights, there are minority groups that were previously encompassed in the gay movement that have not gained the same rights. And so it's important to support the people that are still struggling to achieve what gays have thus far, even though we have places that we need to get to.